feeling like I'm academics.
NBA Youngboy. We should start with NBA Youngboy though on a current topic. NBA Youngboy is making the news again after reportedly being pulled over and narrowly avoiding drug charges. Okay, according to Fox 13 Utah, they're saying that NBA Youngboy was actually pulled over in a vehicle with two other individuals where police discovered there were illicit drugs. And they're saying currently he faces no charges, okay? He was not arrested. I believe the other two people in the car were either arrested. And according to, Fox News 13 out of Utah, they said at 4:30 p.m. Utah time, Utah Highway Patrol stopped a vehicle on Interstate 15 for a traffic violation. The vehicle had 3 occupants in it, a male driver, a female passenger, and then the passenger, NBA Youngboy. Is after conducting a probable cause search of the vehicle, illicit drugs were discovered and seized. Now, this is interesting. And this is where we got to do some Googles. Is weed legal in Utah? Now, the reason why I'm Googling this, it's not legal. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Usually when cops pull you over and they get to look through the vehicle, or they get to say, we're going to search the vehicle off of probable cause, it's because of the smell of marijuana. That has become a huge thing legally, not only in the Supreme Court, but also in not only Supreme Court of the United States, but also state Supreme Courts, because, for example, weed is now legal in New Jersey, right? So you could buy it for recreational use under a certain amount and at approved places. Now, the thing with those particular, when you legalize it, cops could no longer say, you smell like weed in the car, we want to go check for drugs. They can't do it anymore. But if weed is not legal in your state, like, for example, Utah, they could still make that up. A lot of times cops, they're going to just cap about it, especially if they feel like you're up to no good. They look at your eyes, it's kind of red. They feel like you're on something anyway. It's an easy chance for them to get an arrest. They're going to just say, hey, I smell marijuana. And usually, I'm not too sure if it's every state, but usually they got to bring it's not a cadaver dog, but they got to bring at least a dog to do the smell test. And if the dog hits that, we smell drugs, which is usually weed, they have probable cause to search the car. So it looked like they searched the car, and when they searched the car, they did find some drugs. They're not saying what drugs it is, but we then find out the male and female passenger actually claimed ownership of the drugs. Okay? Charges are being screened with the Utah's attorney office for the driver and the female's passenger, which is kind of interesting that, we're not hearing that they got arrested and charged immediately. So it looked like this might turn into something else where the attorney's office, who I got to imagine, they're probably still a little bit salty on, Youngboy really finessed that shit in Utah when he got caught doing the fake prescription stuff. And he was able to combine that with his Fed gun case, and he did what's called a global plea that kind of resolved everything, both federally and on a state level as well. So, if they could stick him with something here, maybe they will. So they got the drugs. I'm pretty sure they're going to, look at the circumstances of the bust to be like, where was Youngboy sitting? Where was the drugs located? Did he have access to it? Was it, a lot of times in a car, for example, a gun, they'll charge multiple people with a gun, or they'll charge a person who's in arm's length or it's closest to them, right? Maybe they're trying to give Youngboy charges, but they're probably going to have to analyze a few things. Number one, what works against them, the 2 passengers, not Youngboy, they're taking credit for it. So they're saying it's ours. It's not Youngboy's. So charging Youngboy is harder, but you never know. They might try to do some, try to figure out where in the car it was located. Was it closer to YB, right? That's what they did with Tory Lanez, because when Tory Lanez got back in the car, he was sitting. He was sitting where the gun was found. So that helped them believe that he was the shooter. They as well will probably try to do some fingerprints or whatever if they want to get Youngboy caught up on this. Remember, again, a lot of times these police precincts or these DA office, they actually get like a hard on for like an artist or someone who they feel has evaded them. They're used to working with the judge and working the criminal justice system and the courts, and they have favorable outcomes. So when somebody beats them, they usually try to get their get back, if that makes sense. Okay, so it looks like that is the thing as of right now. We don't have much more details. Yeah, we don't have much more details about that. A male driver, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It says in consultation with the Utah's attorney office, it was decided that charges would be screened against those two individuals. Okay, so it looks like they're gonna seemingly not trying to pursue charges against Youngboy. They're gonna take the individual's words at face value and say, if y'all saying it's yours, we're gonna contemplate charges, but on y'all. But it's still odd that they didn't drop charges immediately, or give charges immediately, because that's what usually happens if they find drugs on you or in your car. They say he declined to release the names of the driver and the passenger. Golden, who's 26, lives in Utah, and he's faced previous legal trouble in the state. 2024, he was accused of a prescription drug fraud ring and paid a $25,000 fine. He later served prison time for possession of a firearm as a felon. When asked whether his criminal history could affect the case, given his occupancy in the vehicle and presence of the drugs that were seized, Alexander said he was not aware of any charges that could be considered or would be considered against the rapper at the time. It actually sounds like, Youngboy needs to be careful. You got to be careful. Utah's not playing around. And I won't. I'll be very irresponsible to suggest him to move to somewhere else where, he might have a favorable outcome or favorable whatever with being able to kind of skate by with having whatever drugs he's probably taken. And again, we're saying drugs, but we don't know if it could be weed. It could be just weed, right? Because weed is illegal here. But if I'm Youngboy, I would be careful. He just came off a big tour. He's a big name. People want a big headline. If they heard that you were still doing the same bullshit, or you were still blah, 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 or you had mad drugs on you or in your possession, they would love to bag you, okay? Anyway, Youngboy's okay. I'm pretty sure this will be pled out. Again, it said the probable cause came from the state trooper and what they felt. I'm pretty sure that probable cause could get suppressed, but you're not gonna go that far because it's not Youngboy, right? All right. Have y'all seen